But I can't call her name because she's not here. We're going to do this very interesting work in health sciences, in environmental health. And like nobody else, there is no. I didn't know either than anybody at all because it's not my area. So I said, well, there's a friend of mine, Professor Ojo, Joshua Ojo, in physics, who's an earth physicist. I said, go and talk to him. He might know some people. When we got to Ojo probably gave him like 10 papers and she had done the same thing. I just said, but you know, I've not done as much work. There's no man in geology. So when she came back, I'm like, did you find it? You know, they gave me like 25 papers. And as far as it's concerned, nobody has done any work. You simply talk about the limit of what your search had been. So just start writing. You have ideas, start reading. Read, and read. And that, when you finish reading, to start writing becomes easy. And you will not need to plagiarize. Because you have read and imbibed the idea. But if you have to copy, what is the Shegun idea? And then copy it. You have only 2 papers and you are copying it. You will plagiarize the person. By the time you have read, you will find instruments that people have developed. So you don't need to sweat sometimes. You find people who have gone through a way and they've run into problem. And in their discussion, they've talked about it. We did this and we ran into this problem. This is not the way to go. And you come there prepared to sit down and to write something meaningful. So, if nothing else, please read. Follow the instruction for development of concept paper. 4 seats for good concept paper. Cutting edge, something that is new, that is nice. Clarity in the way you present it. The content is all put together and it can be understood by anyone easily. It's like a good story. All right. It is what your writing conveys to the reader that is judged, regardless of what you have in your mind or have in your head. It is what you write on paper that you can read. We are not our. We are not mind readers. So if you have great ideas, if you cannot convey it to us, well, there is no way we can make a judgment that you have good ideas. All right, enjoy the rest of the afternoon. If there are questions, I'll take 1 or 2 questions. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Concerning this one thing I always wonder is concerning the secondary data. How do I know that this idea I have, that the data is actually being captured in the whatever data set?
I'm sure my guys will answer this question.
Okay.
But I
have to go and check first before developing? Okay.
I'm going to give you an idea. Somebody asked me a question like this a few days ago. You know, one of the things that we're going to do here is to introduce the number of data sets. If I want to do a work now, because of having been in the field, I almost know the kind of data set that I will use. Because we know data sets that are what they are focused on. You know, demographic health survey, anything you think around fertility, reproductive. If you think about multiple cluster indicator surveys, you know that's done by UNICEF. So UNICEF is going to talk about thematic areas. You know? So your understanding of what's available out there makes it easy to know what to approach. But that's not sufficient. For every one of the data, there is an intentional and objective way to quality study. And the theme and the outline will be available. The questionnaire for most studies will be at the back of that. So when you have the idea, you have enough opportunity to say the kind of variables that will speak to my ideas. Are they captured there or not? But sometimes it's not all of them. Maybe one is captured, another one is not captured, and sometimes you need to bring 2 data together. For example, if you are doing a study and you want to map how women are using antenatal care, I find that in DHS, and then find another study that have mapped health facilities in the country. You might be able to do a work to bring them together. So your own knowledge, which is part of the reason why I introduced you data set this week. There's also the fact that you have the opportunity to check through and see what it is. But remember that secondary data may not always capture everything you need. sometimes it may need to modify your work to speak to what has been captured, because it didn't correct it for you. They corrected it for themselves, but you want to use it. So, but I'm sure these are kind of questions that will be answered severally in this session. Any other question? Go ahead.
Okay, mine is bringing out that originality in like when you those gaps, and searching out the papers then and making it your own, as in bringing out the originality in that. For example, for my page, I've been trying to many of these things, a lot has been done, on this topic, this idea and all that. So how can I bring that down? Or how I've been reading and I'm still struggling with the originality in the work.
When you read, there are several ways of reading. You can read like you read to a newspaper for information. You can read with a critical mind to see what is missing here. What do they know? Or what is it that they don't know that needs to be known? And many times when we read discussions, they will talk about other works that are needed. So originality does not mean it is totally novel. One of my, oh my God, I was going to tell you one of my books that I like to refer to. I was going to mention it now, it just escaped me. I can picture the book. You talk about the fact that it's not about totally bring something totally new, but might be examining something in a new light. I'm sure that there is nothing new under the sun, but yet there are new things every time. Look, everything we have, there's nothing we have that is new. Everything we have is a derivation of the existing thing, marked together, presented in a new way. And I'm talking about real life. I don't know if anybody ever watched the film about the man who invented the wiper in the car. That's a great film about the guy who, I don't know his name, I watched this film many years ago. He invented, and then the company, Ford company, told him he was working for them, that he can't own the patent because what he used were part of the things that they have made in the car. That we have this fire, so they tried to give him money. I said no, he wants to own the patent. The patents. So they took him to court. So when they told him that, so they asked him to get a lawyer, he said no, he's going to be his own lawyer. So they told him, you say you produce this. The rubber, did it not exist? This, and the guy in defense then presented the lawyer with a book and said this book was written by, he wrote the title of the name of the man. He said, do you agree? The man said he agreed. The lawyer said he agreed. He said, okay, open the word. The paper he was in, remember there, they produced it. The word he wrote there, I just was not existing before. He said the way he put the words together was what make it an original writer of his own. And therefore the way he put the word was what made him, believe me, won that case. True life case. I was many years ago. So sometimes it's not about, it's total, but there are many things that let me share a true life story. Research now, I will close. Think about this. HIV world, that women need to, people need to take their drugs regularly to be able to be free, get their viral load down, okay? But we know that people also sometimes have problems getting there. And somebody thought, why should people come to clinic every day? Is it not possible to ask somebody to collect it for them? Hello? Does that not sound simple and straightforward? Yes. Do you know that alone transformed the world of HIV? In Africa, people are always, if women have problem at home, what do? They go to other women, right, for advice. And somebody tried to talk about mentor mothers. So let's get some women, let's call them mentors, let them be supporting younger women. That became a big project across the world. What's new in sorry, why is smiling? This sounds like common sensical thing, but someone just say, why are people coming and going like this because of drug every month and every day? Can't you do 3 months supply, 6 months supply? It sounded like unnecessary, but those are just look at the same problem, the different eyeglass, and ask me question, why is it not happening? And that became the originality.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
But like I said, this is not my job. It's Sunday I did this job, I just like that job. My own job is to tell you these stories I've told you. Let me go. It's Sunday.
Thank you, Prof. Just thinking about pitching a research idea and selling such for a funder to support. In other words, there's no call for proposal, call for concept, but you just have an idea that you would like to pitch and then get funded. And there are colleagues that have done this extensively, perhaps because of their connection with the funders. I know some colleagues that they will just come up with this thing and they will write the Gate Foundation and they will write this and they will write that. Can you please fund this? And increasingly also helping them. There's this Gate Catalyzed project which seeks to showcase and increase visibility for researchers across Africa. So something similar to that. But before you get to the point that you become so visible that funders or program officers in different fund organizations can write you. But so how do you then navigate that tapestry such that you can pitch your idea and get funders to support?
Okay.
Yes.
You know, this word is biased. Let me start with that statement. Usually people get to that level by the network and the reputation they have established. There was no call for this Sparkle project. It's not Ford Foundation project and say we are looking for project to fund. No. There was no call. That's the truth. So how did it happen? I know, so let me use true life story. Years ago, Ford was going to do, I was doing a work, and one of the program officers in Ford was a younger researcher who worked with the team I was working in. Somehow, we didn't get close, but somehow he seemed to like what I do. Then years after, they're like, we want to do a work to summarize what we have funded for 16 years in West Africa. And they called me to do it for them, to lead a team. So I led that team, we finished the work, I gave them, I collected some nice money, I went my way. Then they are thinking about, we want to start something around youth. So, Prof, do you have any idea that you think you can work on? Well, I said, yeah, there's this idea. And that's how I pitched the idea. So I pitched, I'm like, okay. Can you examine this? Yeah. So we started that dialogue. If they don't know me, maybe it might be a bit more difficult. But on the other hand, I also know, and I'm using true life example. There's a mentor of mine, Priscilla. She leads, I'm sure I'm not knows her. She leads a group called Brave Art Initiative. She's been doing some of the most phenomenal work, as far as I know, in the area of gender-based violence. With no funding from anybody, she pursue a case of GBV, take the people to court, the violators, but as she was doing that work and as she was speaking about it, people were writing about it, she got to be known. Ford Foundation will now want to do work around GBV. They called her and said, we heard you have been doing this kind of work. Can you put a proposal together and you can fund it? But let me give you two different type of stories. What do we do in Gomaka Institute? In Gomaka Institute, what we are doing is we have what we call idea generation sessions. We have just meet to generate ideas. And then we write concept notes. Usually half a page, 1 page. And because for 50 years they've emerged as a leader in the field, we decide what's the question that is going out there. UNFP wanted to do ICPD plus 50. What are the questions that might be important to answer? We have a concept. I will talk to UNFP. We think that this might contribute to the next global convening you want to have in Nairobi. We would like to take a look at it. And UNFP will come back and say, yes, these are the questions we have opened that somebody will ask. How much do you think you guys need? How much do you guys need? And like I always tell people, in Gomaka, it takes less than 24 hours to tell you how much we need. Because everything is on the system. You like, tell you, because they've established a name and a method. So what's the answer? The answer is, do not despise the day of small beginning. Keep on doing your work, but don't also hide the work you do. Speak about it. Showcases. And not just to scientific journals. That's one of the things I'm also trying to learn. That we must continue to put our work even in the places where people can get access to it. Sometimes also be willing to take a risk. Maybe you write it, they don't take it. That's the end. But if there are agencies that you know are open to such things, just throw it at them. Go to their website, look at what they like, look at who the program officer is, send the project to him. If he likes it, he will talk to you. If he doesn't like it, but if he likes it, he also wants to be sure that you are the one that can do it. Sometimes that's what people are afraid of. That when I sell this idea, they will now take it and use for other people. My answer is, don't be afraid. Yeah. When the idea was in your head, you produce nothing. If they steal it, you don't lose anything. The good thing is that you learn to think, and therefore you can produce new other ideas. It's a process. I don't think I answered your question, but I hope the answer is helpful in any way. All right.
I have a right answer to that. You know, Professor Fisher.
Yeah.
A group of people wrote a particular proposal. They are based in Naima. This one in Yaba.
Yeah, Naima. That's medical research.
So they sent it to WHO. WHO returned the paper. They said that they put Feshiton's name there.
Yeah.
They returned the paper. They said they didn't see Feshiton's English.
Yeah. In fact, it told us
that proposal. It's English. So they were now forced.
Now this writing does not recognize, does not reflect what Feshiton writes.
It didn't, and it was not part of it. So they were forced to now send the paper to him in Ife. He puts some things there, and the thing was funded.
Yeah. And that way it happens. Sometimes people have work. Like, I just show you an example. When Ministry of Youth was going to develop a youth policy, I didn't know them, I wasn't talking to them. They went to collect money from UNFP. They said, if you want to write on this one, there's a consultant you believe you must bring into this. And they called me, I was sitting down in my house, and they called me, and they asked me to come and do part of the work. And that's how, but see, I also tell people, it's also a very dangerous process, do that one. Because all this idea about reputation, but it takes a long time to build, but it takes very easy to destroy. You know, the day you do one terrible work, I'm like, just leave it. It's too full or it's too busy. So it's a whole lot of it's a delicate thing that they bring you say you help them do work and now the work doesn't get done. No? But building consistently, working on yourself, working on ideas, working with others, you always help others. But we'll get there consistently by just pushing. Me, apart from there, but there's kind of project money I'm looking for that I haven't gotten. You know, so but I know that if you keep working consistently and you are partnering with people, you will get there somehow.
Amen.
Amen. Our current director of research in Damascus has a statement that I like. He said, well begun is half done. And you have begun well. So you are almost half of the way already. Enjoy the rest of the day. Sir? Oh, what a question. Yeah. What was the question?
Not exactly a question. We just wanted to. We started off in the morning reconsidering the structure of the program because of.
Yeah.
So we just want to be sure where we're standing on that.
Okay. All right. The program coordinator is not here. You know, there is a way to answer questions when you don't want to answer it. You just wait. So, what letter was written to you? 5 days or 3 days?
5 days.
5 days, okay. So, we thought that this NSC strike may cause trouble. However, let's do it this way. And please don't take this as gospel truth. We're going to consult. How many people are willing to stay for 5 days? NSC strike or not? Okay. All right. So this is what we'll do. You know, we'll talk and we'll present a picture. We probably will run the 5 days, but those who have to leave, for example, we are taking flights, we'll be free to leave, and then we'll continue. We turn to an hybrid. Does that make sense?
That's good.
And we're going to do like 3 days and stop. In fact, if you look at the timetable, where's the timetable?
Yes.
Who printed this one? I can't even see the. Why is it printed in blue? The ink has finished. Don't say yes, how? Because it's not the ink cannot finish. Ink cannot finish before you know it's finishing. You have extra ink. The last one I saw, we put a line actually. Oh, they put it there. They put Vasha somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah, because originally, so you see the partial.
Yes.
So we might turn the partial to. We can remove it and run our 5 full days. We don't have a problem with that. We just want to be mindful. We don't want to be here. The family is wondering, MSC is striking. Where is the idea now? Where is? But we'll discuss more tomorrow. Let's continue. Okay. But like we said, we can turn others to hybrid, and then those who have to go can go. That sounds like a good compromise.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Yes, sir.